Coming up on Fulton at Work, Fulton County Commissioners approve a new water treatment system for the Big Creek Water Facility. We'll find out what that means for the county and its residents. And we'll take a look at how the Fulton County Library System is partnering to help those seeking the proper steps to becoming a United States citizen. It all starts right now on Fulton at Work. Welcome to Fulton at Work. I'm Darrell Carver. State-of-the-art, odorless, and noiseless. That's how one county commissioner describes the new water treatment system coming to the Big Creek Water Facility. By a 5-0 vote, commissioners approved the new water treatment system during their regular February 2019 meeting. The new system will be similar to the process already used at the Johns Creek Environmental Campus and under construction at the Little River facility in Woodstock. Now, when we come back, we're talking with the Director of Public Works to find out what this new water treatment system means for both the residents it serves and the county. So please, stay with us. Welcome back to Fulton at Work. I'm Darrell Carver. Before the break, we told you about the new water treatment system coming to the Big Creek Water Facility. And joining us now to talk a little bit more about that and several other things is the Director of Public Works, David Clark. First of all, Mr. Clark, thank you for your time and welcome back to Fulton at Work.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So where exactly is the Big Creek Water Reclamation Facility located and what area does it serve?
The Big Creek facility is right on Marietta Highway at the right where Marietta Highway crosses out of Roswell into Cobb County, right next to Willio Creek. It serves the cities of Roswell and Alpharetta primarily, but there's still a small section of Milton and Johns Creek that flows into it, as well as Forsyth County and a little bit of Cobb County.
Now, in 2018, the county revealed plans to upgrade and expand that facility. Please give us a brief update on how that's going.
Oh, sure. The current facility is rated to treat 24 million gallons a day of wastewater. Currently, we're processing between 20 and 22 million gallons a day on average. So we're getting close to the capacity of what the existing facility can treat. So therefore, we are in the process of expanding that from 24 million gallons a day to 38 million gallons a day to be able to treat the anticipated growth and redevelopment of the North Fulton area.
And the facility is also getting a new water treatment system. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. The wastewater treatment system that we're proposing to be used at Big Creek is very similar to what's been in place for the last 10 years at Johns Creek, where it's a membrane facility. That means that the wastewater is still treated through a natural biological process, but before it gets released back to the Chattahoochee River, it actually gets pushed through a membrane which removes any remaining impurities that's in the wastewater so they don't get into the Chattahoochee River. It's been extremely successful at Johns Creek. We've won multiple awards from that. It's the process that we're incorporating into all of our wastewater treatment plants now. It's being put into our Little River plant, which is under construction up by Mountain Park, and it's going to be the core of this facility at Big Creek.
And from what I understand, this membrane system is already in use at the Johns Creek Environmental Campus.
Yes. Actually, when it went into use at the Johns Creek Environmental Campus in about 2008, it was the largest facility in the United States that used membrane technology. So we really were cutting edge at the time. When we get to the Big Creek, it's not going to be necessarily the largest in the United States, but it's going to be one of the top 5 that treats wastewater through membrane technology. So we're excited about being able to continue to increase the environmental stewardship that we have with wastewater treatments and getting it cleaner before it gets back to the Chattahoochee River.
And from what we hear, the new system is odorless and noiseless. How is that possible?
Well, the system itself is not odorless or noiseless. It is a wastewater treatment process, after all, that has some very distinct odor that goes along with it, and the pumps do create quite a bit of noise. What we're doing as part of the Big Creek facility, which is also what we've done at the Johns Creek facility, is the fact that the treatment process is actually contained in a building to capture all of the odors as well as contain the noise. So when you get to the property line of where the Big Creek facility is, you won't be able to tell with any noticeable odor or noise coming from the plant. So the process itself still has those types of issues, but we've been able to capture it and treat it on site before it gets to the surrounding neighborhoods.
And you said the upfront cost for this new system is greater, but will ultimately save the county money. Explain how that's possible.
Sure. The membrane facility that we have chosen is called flat plate technology as opposed to hollow fiber. Those are the two main types of technology that we have in membrane treatment. The hollow fiber is what we have at Johns Creek, and what we've learned over the last 10 years, because it's a bunch of strands of membrane, almost looks like a gigantic tank full of spaghetti noodles. The treatment process has some debris left in it that gets caught and wrapped around those strands of the membrane, which then requires us to go in there manually and remove that material from the membrane to allow the membrane to work. The newer technology is called flat plate technology, and that is just a flat sheet, almost like paper-like, where it doesn't have all of the strands to trap the debris, and so any debris that comes into the process doesn't adhere to the membranes like they do with the hollow fiber, but instead just kind of washes right off. And so we're expecting that the long-term operational costs is going to be much less with the flat plate technology, because we won't have all the labor involved with cleaning the system that we've learned at the Johns Creek facility.
And when is installation scheduled to be complete?
The construction of the expansion is going to start this fall of 2019. We expect it to be about a 3-year project altogether, so it will come into full operation at the end of 2022, probably the early 2023.
And the time that we have left, if you could offer any final thoughts on this project.
We learned a lot with the Johns Creek facility 10 years ago, and we're excited to apply that to the Big Creek facility. And I really do think anybody who has seen the facility today in its current state is going to be completely blown away with the new higher tech facility that's going to be there in about 4 years.
That's great information on everything that's going on there. David Clark, thank you again for joining us here on Fulton at Work.
Well, pleasure to be here, and please come get me anytime.
Now, when we come back, find out how the county library system is providing some new tools for people seeking to become U.S. citizens. So please stay with us. Welcome back to Fulton at Work. The Fulton County Library System is a partner with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to help immigrants access lawful immigration procedures. This partnership is just one of many the library is offering its patrons. Joining us now to talk to us a little bit more about this is the PR and Marketing Manager for the Fulton County Library System, Claudia Strange, and the Assistant Manager of the Northeast Sproul Oaks Library, Yulia Huajva. First of all, thank you both for joining us here on Fulton at Work.
Hi, Daryl. Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yulia, talk about the partnership between the library and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services.
It's a partnership that started this year. We host an 8-week citizenship test preparation class at the library, and the U.S. Immigration Services contacted us, and they were invited for a presentation at our class. They also supplied students with some handouts and study materials like the civics flashcards, the history handbook, and some other pocket-size materials so that the students can get ready for the test. The goal of this class is to prepare the students for the civics part of the citizenship test preparation, which covers U.S. history, geography, and government. I'm a naturalized citizen myself, So it was a great opportunity to share my personal experience, and we bonded with the students, and we established a trust relationship. When they see somebody who's been through all their trying to go their way, it makes it easier for them.
And Claudia, what are some of the other programs the library partners with?
Well, the library partners with so many different types of programs throughout the community, whether it's storytellers, people bringing in STEAM and STEM programming. You know, you can come in and be flying drones one day. You could come in and be petting snakes another. So it really just depends on who the program is for. And we can usually find a way to partner with just about any organization out there providing a service to the public.
And what's the process an organization needs to follow to become a partner with the library system?
An organization need only contact us to start the conversation about partnering with the library to provide programming for our citizens and our patrons. So depending on what part of town you're in, what type of program you have, we have folks doing adult programming, we have folks that do youth programming, but every library has a branch manager and a children's librarian who can get you started depending on the age range that you're serving. The most important thing about providing programming at the library is that it be free. So we want to make sure all of our programs remain free to our patrons and to the citizens of Fulton County.
And Yulia, if you could add some final thoughts that you'd like to share at this point.
We will continue, hopefully, to work with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services in the future. They have a great website, and anytime I need the most current information, I refer to their website. So the students are very interested, and I created my class and my presentations using their website.
Claudia Strains and Yulia Huejva, thank you both for joining us here on Fulton at Work.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Up next, we're talking to a representative from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services to talk about the tools available for those seeking U.S. citizenship. Welcome back to Fulton at Work. While much recent local and national news is focused on illegal immigration, more and more people are looking into the procedures available for lawful immigration. Now, as we discussed in our last segment, the Fulton County Library System has partnered with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services to help those people start their journey. Joining us now to talk in greater detail about citizenship and Immigration Services is Public Affairs Officer Pamela Wilson. First of all, Ms. Wilson, thank you for joining us here on Fulton at Work.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
If you could tell us, what are the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services?
USCIS is the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. We are the federal agency that oversees lawful immigration in the United States, and we are a component of the Department of Homeland Security.
And how does this agency serve this country?
USCIS is always mindful of our obligation to administer the lawful immigration system in a way that enhances and protects our nation's security. In doing that, we're always vigilant about carefully examining applicants, carefully upholding the law, and doing things that we know will continue to move our system forward.
What are some of the most requested immigration benefits, and how many of them are there?
The two most requested, or some of the most requested, are persons wanting to become lawful permanent residents, meaning they can lawfully live and work in the United States, and requests for naturalization, which is becoming a citizen of the United States. Every year, about 27,000 people become lawful permanent residents in the state of Georgia, and about 18,000 become U.S. citizens.
And if you could, please explain the difference between permanent residency and citizenship.
Lawful permanent residency, meaning having a green card, allows a person to live and work permanently in the United States. However, that card has to be renewed every 10 years. And as opposed to becoming a U.S. citizen means that you apply, you go through the processes, and once you're completed and deemed a U.S. citizen, you can do everything that any other person that was born in the United States can do, except for one thing, and that is you cannot run for president. Other than that, you can run for any other type of public office, you can hold a federal job, you can do all of the things and benefits that are allowed to U.S.-born citizens.
And why has USCIS improved the application process by incorporating technology?
One of the ways that we ensure that we safeguard the integrity of the immigration system is by continuous improvements in both service delivery and technology. Our current director has really gotten a push for us to do more things electronically. So we're moving towards online filing and other methods that would make our processes more user-friendly for applicants.
And what are some of the new website tools available?
So we have many USCIS application forms that are now available through online filing. And you can go to our website to the online filing page to see those. But before persons can use online filing, they must create an online account. Similar to like when you create an account for your bank account, and to look online, you have to create an account first. You'll get a user ID and password. This system is completely mobile responsive, meaning that applicants can file from either a cell phone or tablet or their laptop. So it's very convenient. They can monitor their case status online, and they can also look at certain types of applications online. So to monitor their case status, they can go to uscis.gov/case status. That will tell them the latest on where their case actually is in real time. The applicants can also communicate with USCIS through a secure messaging inbox. They can do things like change their address and very other types of procedures. Applicants can use the online fee calculator, which is really a handy tool so that they can know just exactly how much they're going to pay for their particular benefit they're applying for. That way they don't have to guess or over or underpay, and it's a really very good tool.
And can you explain some of the new procedures in place to reduce office visits?
Yes, so we've implemented what we call the Information Modernization System recently. And that is an initiative to encourage people, instead of coming to our office for appointments or making their own appointments online, to call a toll-free number where they'll talk to a live agent that can assess their need very quickly. We've found that most of the things that people have come to the office for in the past can be handled by phone or on the internet. So this system allows them to save time by doing it by phone instead of coming to the office. They'll call the number, the person will assess their case, and if it is needed for them to come in, the agent will make the appointment instead of them having to search for an appointment themselves.
As we wrap up, we just want to know, where can viewers get a little bit more information about this?
So we encourage people, the best and the most reliable source of information on lawful immigration is USCIS website, which is uscis.gov. I do remind people to use the .gov suffix because there are some look-alike sites out there that try to impersonate our site and who do illegal things like charge money for forms that may be free. So there's lots of information out there. There's also information for folks that are not even an immigrant, that they may just want to learn more about immigration. So we encourage educators to use this site as well. We do have partnerships with many libraries in Fulton County, and you can check with your local library to find out if they are working with us, because you can get materials and information through the library system also.
Pamela Wilson, thank you again for joining us here on Fulton at Work.
Thank you very much.
That's all of our time. Thank you for joining us as well at Fulton at Work, and a very special thanks to each of our guests. We want to connect with you online, so please check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also watch this show or any other FGTV program at any time on the FGTV YouTube page. I'm Daryl Carver, and we'll see you next time.